Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with 3 S's. I'm your host, Chantele Francis, here to talk a little bit more about this summer house, Martha's Vineyard. I have Janelle. How are you today, Janelle?
Hi.
I will once introduce you without saying Michelle. Oh, Michelle.
It's okay. I'm doing good. I'm excited to talk about the newest episode. It was a good one, I think. It was interesting, lots to talk about, so I'm excited for it.
Firstly, like lots to talk about. So Nick does have a girlfriend?
He does. She's real. We saw video or a photo of her very quickly. I forget the name though. Started with
Tasia.
Tasia. So she is in fact real, and he did mention that it's rather new. So,
but a year and a half is not new.
You're right. You're right. I guess to him it is.
There's some interesting things to do with this. So yes, she's a private person is what he claims, and that's why he hasn't been like forthcoming with her presence.
Mm-hmm.
But they've been together for a year and a half. He doesn't know how old she is because he doesn't ask.
Very weird.
So he's experienced at least one birthday of hers while they've been together,
right?
And she doesn't mention her name on her birthday,
right?
When she's younger than him, so she's probably in her late 20s, maybe early 30s. So like, I don't know. When I was in my 20s, I told everybody my age. I didn't care.
Yeah, me neither. It's just very strange or not believable that somebody doesn't know the age of somebody they've been in a relationship for a year and a half. That's weird.
So I still feel like I don't know. I still feel like there's something off about this relationship.
Yeah.
So they met at a New Year's Eve party, which is, I think it's a great way to meet somebody.
Yeah.
But what I think is weird also about it is if you're in a relationship with somebody for a year and a half, that's a private person.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you be sliding into anybody's DMs with fire emoji and "ooh, you're so fine, I can't wait to meet you"? Like it would make me uncomfortable as somebody in a relationship.
Yes, if I was the girlfriend, I'd be like, Nick defended himself by saying he didn't think anything was overt. So he didn't find it, I guess, crossing a line in his opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I guess you can still compliment somebody else, playing devil's advocate here,
yes,
while in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So, and what did he say? Oh, I can't wait to meet you. That's not bad. You know, he said he wants to be friends with her. Complimenting somebody's looks is not too bad, you know.
Okay, we'll put a pin on this right now. We will come back to talk a little bit more about the perception of the girlfriend and his actions with some of the women in the house. Our girl Shanice has to go back to the city, which sucks.
I know.
Like, she's my favorite for sure.
I already miss her. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was interesting while they were talking about this girlfriend, they kept saying, but you have referred to Shanice as your wife. That's my wife. That's going to be my wife. He's denying it up, down, left, and right. I don't know why when it's on camera, apparently, but he's denying it. That's what I think that girlfriend should take issue with.
Absolutely.
Right mostly.
So before that conversation happened, the girls go on a little bit of a mimosa walk, and the guys are all working out. And Silas, what I think is really interesting about Silas is that he has high expectations for people, but no what's the word that I want to use? Like he doesn't have any compassion for the other person. And so like he's like giving Preston a hard time for resting when he's leading a workout. And I'm like, and Preston, I think, was right to say, like, hey, like, I don't have the same fitness level as you. I need to take a break. Like, why are you coming at me? He's like, well, I want you to be, you know, doing this 100% and giving your all. And it's like, well, his all is maybe different than your all. And so I just found it very interesting that he, even with Preston, he doesn't allow Preston to be meet him where he's at.
Yeah.
He has to kind of scold him into like doing more.
And I thought Preston handled that really, really well. And that was a really good point. Like, unless you work out with Preston every single week or every single day, you don't know what Preston can and cannot do. I don't know how he can determine that Preston is not putting forth his best foot in this workout. I was like, oh, shut up, Silas. Come on.
Yeah.
Let the guy do what he wants.
And yeah, he's on vacation. If he wants to watch you guys work out. He could choose to do that. You don't need to scold him for deciding that maybe I've done enough crunches for today.
I agree. And like I said, I like how Preston approaches every situation from my memory. Like, I like how he speaks to people. I like how he approaches conflict, and I like his conflict resolution. Like, I really appreciate that a lot about him.
I do too. They also bring up the drinking thing about like how it doesn't really necessarily mean that much if like a guy buys your girl a drink, but Silas is coming from the place like, well, if you were to purchase a drink for somebody, that's usually with the intention of getting to know them a little bit better, and so then that person might get mad that like the door is closed. But then Nick all of a sudden is piping up as like the best boyfriend in the world.
I know.
Like, oh, like I would never like tell her what to do with like, drinks and stuff like that. I'm like, she's just a fake person.
Listen, but the sentiment of what he was saying, I was like,
I agree.
Me agree with Nick. Like, like I'm agreeing with this man for the first time. I agreed with every single thing that he said.
With his fake relationship. It's not real.
Oh, Chantele. But I agreed with everything Nick was saying about how Silas should trust her and that she's been doing this before Silas was here and she's perfectly fine. I liked everything that Nick said there, and I was surprised. But on the flip side, I liked that Silas was sharing a little bit more of why he felt what he felt as far as her accepting drinks. I understand completely his reasoning. And I saw a story not too long ago where a woman, they were Black people, rejected a man that was advancing her, and he killed her. So that does happen. I know I have a sorority sister that she said, where she's from Detroit, but she said that if you want to turn a guy down, you just give him a number, you give him your number, and then you block him. Because I guess it's unsafe sometimes to reject men.
I 100%, like I have been in unsafe situations for not wanting to allow somebody, my number or to talk to me, you know what I mean? And so sometimes I agree with you that it is in terms of like not wanting to be rude, not wanting to make that person feel upset, because you don't know who you're dealing with.
Yeah.
And so I think he should be more worried about like somebody being a little bit off and like taking that rejection too far and doing something a lot more dangerous, a lot worse. So I think I understand his concern.
Yeah.
But I also think that most women have learned how to take care of themselves in situations. And sometimes it is better for everybody just to take the damn drink.
Yes. So I see both sides of like the points that were being made. I just, sometimes Silas, we miss a little bit. Like, I enjoy hearing what's behind where he's coming from.
Of course.
A little, but he's still controlling. Up, down, left, and right. Like, that
we'll be talking about that a little bit later too.
Yes.
That it's not going unnoticed. So this is when the girls are all talking about Nick. And they have the same opinions as we do. It's like, well, or I do anyways, that like, why is he sliding into people's DMs? Why is he acting flirty? And I don't know who said it, but I think maybe it was Jordan, I don't know, but basically saying that if Shanice had given like the okay, he would have been into Shanice this summer, and then this girlfriend would never have come out of the woodworks. So they also think it's sketch, and they are there with them, because we usually know when people are interested and are coming on to us or are making advances at us, passes, whatever. And for it to be like, I wasn't a pass, that was just a friendly emoji send. Oh, me calling you my wife, like, or she's gonna be my wife, like, that's just like, I'm just being cute. She's like my little sister. Like, no.
Yeah, he was putting one on. I agreed with what the women said. It's like, oh, they didn't take your advances, and now all of a sudden there's this secret girlfriend that nobody knew anything about, that you never mentioned, all while referring to women as your wife, all while sliding in those DMs, complimenting women. So he certainly isn't giving off the appearance that he's in something committed with anybody.
He's giving available. So maybe they're not a serious thing. Maybe they're in an open thing. Maybe that was his cousin that he was sent some pictures into production. Just saying.
We have to find the truth of this by the end of this season. We have to, because if you're right, I'm gonna die.
Well, it's all too convenient that all of a sudden he has this girlfriend when he gets rejected by the single women in the house.
Yep. And that's exactly when we heard about it. So I completely understand your point. I guess we'll see.
I did have to laugh about like the men's feet conversation when like the cameraman just zooming in on these feet. You got a bunion and you got a bunion and you got a bunion and like, did you guys get pedicures? I didn't fully see everybody's feet up close actually, but like I just thought it was a funny little sitch. And then they're playing beer pong. Have you played beer pong before?
I hate beer. No, I haven't played beer pong. That's just,
I haven't. Other stuff in the cup.
I usually just watch for beer pong because I'm not going to participate.
It gets really competitive. It's kind of fun.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind playing, but I don't want to drink it. Do you have to drink the beer?
No, you could put other liquid in there.
Yeah. Well, I've never played though.
I used to, when I was living in Montreal, we used to like after party after a shift, we'd go to like, I don't know, a busboy's house and we'd play beer pong like into the wee hours of the morning. So I have had my share of experience playing beer pong. It's actually kind of fun.
See, I thought it was a drinking game specifically, so it's not.
Well, we were drinking.
Oh, okay. It don't have to be beer.
But it does not have to be beer. No. Yeah. I mean, it's called beer pong.
Yeah.
But who's going to tell you what to put in the cup?
True. Very true.
So Alex is confusing Jordan. So Alex is another one that like, he's a very handsome man. But his vibe and energy is off. Like, I don't understand, and neither does Jordan. Like, is he vibing with me? Is he not vibing with me? Does he like me? Does he hate me? Is it my little sister? Is it something like he's also someone that's really hard to read? Is it part of their whole Kappa sorority or the fraternity?
It's seeming so, right? I don't know any Kappas necessarily like that, but I definitely see what Jordan's saying. He's flip-floppy or something. He gives different vibes at different times. So I don't know what's up with Nick. I can't read him too well.
Alex, but yes.
I'm sorry, Alex. Yes.
They're very similar.
Yes. Yeah. Very, very similar. I see why they're buddies.
Yeah, so Jordan is like saying that Alex is confusing her and like he like so I think that Jordan saying that his bucket hat was dusty, like she didn't like it, but like I think it was also being flirty.
Playful. Yeah. Playful, flirty. That's what I felt.
And so
I didn't think it was a shot.
And like I thought it was funny. Like I did laugh when he's like, "Well, like, what you said about my my bucket hat?" She's like, "Yeah, your bucket hat's dusty." And I laughed.
Me too. I like her.
And I think maybe this is what it is. Like, do you watch Love Island UK?
Mm-mm.
Do you watch any like British shows or like European shows? No.
Nope. Sorry.
Well, one thing that they always talk about, especially in the love shows, is banter. Having the banter, having the chat, like being able to just like poke fun at each other, but be flirty, but like have a good time taking the piss out of one of another.
Yeah. And not take it too seriously.
Not taking none of it seriously. Like there's like just the banter is what like I love about friendships, relationships. I want friggin' banter. If I make like a little jab and you're like, ooh, like I'm like, oh, turn off. Like, you know, if you're gonna be salty over me saying your bucket hat's dusty, like
that hurts your feelings. That's what you're holding on to and all this, like a little bucket hat comment. Come on. I understand exactly what you're saying. He's weird a little. Just a little.
Yeah, he's not. I mean, okay, maybe I don't know either his or Nick's sense of humor.
Yes.
They're not funny. They take themselves seemingly quite seriously, just very stiff and
yeah.
And I think that's what's coming across to everybody else in the house is that they're just kind of stiff.
Yes, and I liked Alex more at first, but the more we get to know them, they're seeming more and more similar. Nick and Alex.
Stiff and boring.
Sorry, yes.
You're very handsome, but you're stiff and boring. Boring. Like they would neither. I would not want to flirt with either of them because there's no play. There's no playfulness. So like the
Yeah.
fire emojis, they're probably like, oh.
No playfulness, and then they're going to get offended by every little thing that you say. They're going to take it to heart and run away with it.
Ugh, terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But then I thought it was funny though, because Silas is saying kind of what I'm saying, because you're talking a little bit more with Nick, and Nick is giving him advice about like the drink situation and whatever, and he's like, Silas doesn't want to take relationship advice from someone with a secret girlfriend, and I have to agree with that.
But I liked what Nick had to say.
I get it, but it was a way for Silas to kind of deflect and like not listen to what he was saying, even though he was saying something rational that I agreed with. Mm-hmm. But like, you could be the best boyfriend to nobody. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
this is very true.
If there's no real person that you're talking about, like you could have the
best takes in the world, every answer under the sun of how to do things correctly. Yeah, you're right. That's a really good point. Because what's your challenge? What's your relationship like? How are you guys doing it? And why do you have all? It's that easy, huh?
Yeah, it's like because there's no girlfriend that he's jealous of, or like maybe they're seeing each other, or they went out on a couple dates and they've been going out on a few dates every once in a while, but there's no seriousness to the relationship.
Yeah, it feels that way. It doesn't. I don't feel seriousness. He doesn't give serious relationship vibes at all. This whole entire season.
Like it's also convenient. Like, oh, she's very private. Like I don't know. If I feel like because we're in an age where social media and like reality TV, that's kind of what our culture is looking at right now for a way to propel your success.
Yes.
It's just very surprising that someone would turn down the opportunity to be on a Bravo television show because they're such a private person. You know what I mean? Like I do understand that maybe not everybody wants to be on camera, but it's such an amazing way to propel your career. And I just find it wild for me that somebody would not take 2 weeks out of their life and film your relationship at Martha's Vineyard and like get 1 million followers and be really successful. It's shocking to me.
Yeah, because I feel like most people, at least seemingly today, would take advantage of I would.
Of course.
You know, like, let me go.
If I started dating someone and they're like, hey, I'm doing this reality show, and I know that you don't really like putting our business on TV, but like, I don't know, it's probably a really good opportunity to get into this world. You'll make some money and your businesses will propel. I'll be like, yeah, you don't even have to ask. I'm there.
But does it depend on which kind of show?
Oh, I would do any show. I don't care. I say yes to opportunity. I find fun.
What if it's a show that you hate? What if it's a show? I don't know. But what if it's a show that
I hate?
Seen? I don't know. But what if it's a show that you've seen and you don't like it, or you don't like how people are portrayed, or that's not a worry at all?
I mean, the worst thing that happens is everybody hates me, right? Like, whatever. Right? I mean, like it might hurt. It might hurt, but like, that's the worst. Like, I'm most likely not going to die from it. Like,
true.
Like, I might die from embarrassment, maybe, but like, I can get over embarrassment.
Yeah. So yeah,
I can't really think of personally for me a show that I wouldn't use as an opportunity for myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I would even go on like Too Hot to Handle. Slash, though, there is this, it's not on the lines of what you're talking about, but I was going to audition for this show that was coming on with a friend of mine, and then I learned the concept about it, and I was like, I'm not going to bother. Because, like, I wouldn't want to get on, because honestly, like, the later stages of all these reality shows, you have to fill out, like, hundreds and hundreds of pages of paperwork, and I was like, I don't want to be on this show. I don't want to have to do this paperwork. So it's like, no. So that in that way, I might say no, because like the paperwork stinks. I don't know how it is for just like a reality show that's not competitive, but But I'd say yes. Yeah. Come on, get me on Real Housewives of Tirana. Or like if there's like I don't know if they ever did a reality show about flight attendants. I'll be like, let's go.
Let's go. I think it would depend on the show or
Which
how.
show wouldn't you do? If you can think of one.
Well, of course, a dating show. I guess that doesn't really count. I wouldn't do
You
like.
wouldn't go. I mean, I would imagine that you would not.
Yeah,
What about
I'm
the
married.
ultimatum?
Yes.
I mean, you're already in a marriage. What about Temptation Island?
No.
It's so bad.
Mm-mm. Or I wouldn't do like the challenge. I'm not physically fit enough to do anything like the challenge.
I would get in shape for it.
You would see, not me. I don't think there is no getting in shape to get on in time to get on that show. But like I love Survivor, I love Big Brother. They both make me nervous, but mainly because of the fandom. But besides that, I would take advantage of it.
Yeah, I would definitely do Big Brother for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would do Survivor because the prize is so good.
Yeah.
I don't really love the new era personally, but like I would still do it because I want to be part of the community.
Yes, that is a big draw for me too. Like if I could just be on the in crowd, like you can vote me out first. I don't care. At least I'll, like look at Claire. You know Claire from 44. She is everywhere, a part of everything. Like one of the most popular castmates, and she was out first on her tribe. I think like third in the season. She made it like 3 episodes. So yeah, I would do it in a heart. If I could leave my life and I could like not lose my job and all that, if I could situate all that, I'd be terrified. But I feel like ultimately I would do it.
Okay, so I think maybe you need to get yourself on a reality show. Did you audition for Big Brother 25?
I did not. I read that too. I read it too. Like I read some of it. It was like you have to fly to LA for a week on your own dime. I was like, no.
That's only for finals. So like that would be, and like on your own dime, really?
That's what it said.
I guess because I'm in Toronto, like when we do it for here, I could just walk to like wherever it needs to be. So I don't know if it's a fly in on your own dime, if it's any other province, But
yeah,
that's kind of annoying, but I would still do it.
Oh my goodness. I feel like ultimately I'm afraid to apply because if they ask me, I'll feel like I couldn't say no. Like I would not. And my husband encourages me. He's like, you know what? Why aren't you applying? I was like, all the reasons I just listed for you. And he was like, well, we'll worry about that when they ask you to get on the show. I'm like,
exactly.
Okay. We'll see.
I mean, I always say yes until it's like a no, right. For sure. And would you go on Summer House Martha's Vineyard?
Yeah, this is nothing to me compared to those other shows. Like you're just in a house, you're just socializing with people, having a good time. I would do that in a second. That's to your point about this other mystery woman, this person that's private.
Right? It would be super fun to like meet these people and hang out for the summer, have like I would assume a free vacation. I'm sure the producers are paying for everything or for the majority of things anyways. So
right. And if it's my friend group for the most part, we would have a blast.
Or meeting new people that are fabulous. Like I'm gonna be looking for these people because I wanna be invited next year.
Yeah.
Okay, mark my words. I'm gonna be on Summer House Martha's Vineyard season 2. I'm gonna do it. I guess so they're probably filming like soon. So maybe season 3.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I can become friends with them quickly enough. All right. So we see Amir, Preston, and Bria in the kitchen. Amir's talking about how family is important to him. He starts to cry about kind of feeling not feeling Black enough and not feeling like he fits into a certain box or community. And so I was actually quite touched that he's so open to allowing his emotions to come through, because a lot of men tend to just hold that in. And so he's pretty, like, this is, I think, the second time that he's allowed himself to cry on this season. So I was impressed by his openness.
And I thought what he was saying was interesting. Like my takeaway was he got to meet these people and see all the different facets that we come in and realize that he doesn't have to fit a certain box to fit in or be a part of the community. So I really like that he shared that at the end.
I know. And it actually reminded me, like, so I work as an actor at times, and like Black Canadians are quite different than this like a stereotype of Black Americans, but a lot of the productions that come to Canada are American productions. And so I've been told so many times that could she be a little bit more urban? Could she like, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like leave me alone, like, you know, or like speak with like African American vernacular. And I'm like, I mean, I don't have Southern roots. Like all my roots are from the Caribbean. So I'm going to have that as like my, you know, how I sound. Yeah. So it's just very interesting that even, you know, Amir, who's born in the States, he's still not feeling like he's able to fit in with what is seen as a Black American, you know?
Yeah, that's really interesting. Yeah, I was just happy that he shared it. And I'm happy that now he does feel comfortable and he does see that he fits in and he does see that there's all different types and ranges and ways to speak. That is a pet peeve of mine. Like, you talk white, you know, that is a pet peeve. I've heard that. Like,
I all the time, you're like, oh my God, you sound, you, what was it, what they always used to say to me? Your English is so good. Thank you. Like, I'm very educated.
Yeah, you expected it to be bad? Like
what did you expect?
Yeah.
Anyways,
did you confront them?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, I mean, I was working most of the time, but it was more so when I was in Montreal that I got it a lot because Montreal is a little bit racist. And so, and it could also mean that a lot of the Black people in Montreal are from Haiti, and so they speak either French or Creole. So that could be a part of maybe their stereotype, but you know, I would just be like, well, I'm Anglophone and I've done a lot of schooling. So
yeah, I wish when that was said to me, it was mostly said, I went to an HBCU. So when I would speak in class, they'd be like, where are you from? Where are you from? Like, you talk white, blah, blah, blah. At the time, I was 18, 19. I just like let it roll off. I regret that now as an older, more confident person. But yeah, I got it a lot.
Yeah, I definitely got it a lot. And I also grew up, like all the schooling that I went was predominantly white. So like I don't necessarily have any slang in my immediate like friend groups in that way. And so that's also would be a factor as to why I wouldn't, I don't know, talk Black or whatever you want to call it.
Same, predominantly white school all my life until I did not have a Black teacher until I went to college.
I don't think I've ever had a Black teacher.
See, yeah, it's a shame.
Have I? I mean, I feel like if I had, I would remember.
Yeah.
Definitely not in dance. I had one Black ballet teacher, but it was a guest teacher, and he was a professional ballet dancer. So his name was Kevin Pugh. So, but that's like, that was as a guest. In the school, I don't think there was a Black teacher in the school when I was going to middle school or high school. I don't think I've ever had a Black teacher. No.
Wow. Isn't that crazy?
Like, I really don't think so. That's so wild. Like, yeah, I don't think so.
Yep. Wow. I did not tell college.
Mom, she would remember better than I would because she would notice that.
Yeah.
But I don't think that I did for anything.
Wow.
For any of my arts, anything. No.
Wow. Same until college that was different, but they were all Black.
University?
Not even in university. Wow. Did you have a big Black population in university?
I went to school in Montreal.
Oh.
So well, that school was the Anglophone school. So maybe if I went to like a Francophone school, there would have been a community, but the school that I went to, a handful, you know.
Yeah.
So, wow. I never really even looked at it or thought about it, but yeah, nope. I've not been educated by a Black person before. Okay, so another reason why I don't think Nick has a girlfriend is how he tried to get onto that pool float. There was zero swag. There was no style points. Like, he looked so
goofy.
Bad.
Yes.
Goofy.
It fell right off. Can't swim. I was like, not him not being able to swim.
like you don't understand a pool floaty. How you have to go on is you basically have to like jump on and kind of like float out on it. You can't step
on it.
it and expect it not to tip.
Right. Yeah, he don't get in the water. We can tell. He does not get in the water ever. If you can't get on a pool floaty, if you can't figure that out, yeah.
I mean, I guess it's scary, but like, there's only one way to get on a pool floaty is just to like lie down
dive
on it and exactly just like dive onto it, basically. Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Jordan's face was priceless. That was.
Oh,
I was
man.
glad they slow mode like between him getting in her face, him getting in her face. It was bad.
Instant replay was perfect. Mm-hmm. And he just looks so dumb.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, maybe that's why his girlfriend or fake girlfriend didn't want to be on the show, because she's embarrassed of him.
I'm gonna have to look for him on social media to see if they're tweeting. I haven't looked for them like on Twitter or anything to see if they're saying anything. Yeah, I want to know what they're saying.
We will do like starting like next week. We'll do like a Twitter roundup to see if there's any like any Twitter info like.
Yeah, because I'd love to see what they're thinking of how they're looking, of their storylines. I want to know what Nick is saying about everybody like talking behind his back and like all the women shooting him down and saying how they don't like him. Like I want to know all those things.
Me too, actually, because like, I mean, I wonder what his girlfriend thinks.
Yes,
about like how he's being portrayed on the show.
Yeah.
So at the dinner, Jasmine does bring up brings up what I didn't finish my sentence. Brings up so the whole thing with the girlfriend, because she didn't know about this girlfriend that Nick has. Mm-hmm. And then Nick is saying that he felt uncomfortable playing two sides and having two faces. I'm like, what do you mean?
Confused. Yes, I'm like, what does he mean two faces? What does that even mean? And I don't think that I ever got a clear answer unless you did and you can explain it to me. By the end of the whole conversation at the table, I didn't get what he meant by two faces.
Well, I guess he didn't want to. The two faces are appearing to be in a relationship and appearing to be single.
But why do you need two faces? Why don't you just be the face that you are?
Or just be honest and normal.
Yeah. It was a weird interaction. And I liked that Jasmine brought up the wife comments. They all made reference to that. Why were you calling Shanice your wife? I never said that.
Like, and the fact, why is he denying it? Like, it's all so bizarre weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm reading tweets now, and they're talking about this exact scene.
See?
Okay, so somebody wrote down his quote was, "She wants to be a private person. We don't post each other on Instagram, and I gotta respect that." He says as he posts a picture of her on national television, mm-hmm. right? Like, so it just doesn't line up, because she would have had to have that picture approved.
Yes.
And then, so someone's like, I liked him first episode, and then he went straight down to the gutter. I'm like, oh boy. I don't dislike him, but he's just very inconsistent to me.
Yes. Back and forth. Like, there's no
Is that the two faces is inconsistency?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Good. Yes, it is. Inconsistency. This is two faces.
And so, yes, he denies saying that he ever called Shanice his wife. And everybody's confused about the situation. Us, the girls, Alex, his best friend, his fraternity brother is also confused. And apparently we find out that Nick has known this girl since either 15 or 16. I couldn't hear what he said. So like 7 or 8 years.
Yes.
They've been dating for a year and a half. He doesn't know her birthday. Alex is confused by him or this relationship and just thought that she was a nothing burger, but now like they're full blown I don't think it's not.
I'm starting to be on your side of this argument.
Starting?
Yeah. I'm starting to be on your side of this. I was trying to give the man the benefit of the doubt. A little bit of
doubt. All there is doubt. There's no benefit here. There's doubt.
We gotta find his tweets after this, like his whole account.
Yeah, we're gonna do some investigative journalism here, and we're gonna find this woman, and we're gonna be like, okay, like, what's the real deal?
Yeah.
Did he just call you up and be like, hey, can I use this picture of you to pretend that you're my girlfriend? You don't have to do anything about it, right?
That's so pathetic if that's the case.
So it seems like Silas is not really okay with Bria's boyfriend staying a week. And so you were kind of upset last week about the fact that it seems like they okayed it. And then they're kind of going back on it when we had looked at the preview. Now, when they replayed what was actually said, I can also understand people not realizing that it's for a full week, because it was kind of like, oh, he's gonna stay for like he's thinking of staying for like a week or something like that. It wasn't like he's coming for 7 days. You know what I mean? And so I think I could totally understand when it's like, oh yeah, sure, yeah, come, and be like, oh wait, he's actually staying for half the time, like the main cast is staying here, and just like really hearing what is being asked. So how did you feel about like a little more clarity on that situation and more discussion about it?
I'm still on Bria's side on it, but I think that it was just simply a breakdown of communication. What she was thinking, what they thought that Bria meant is not what Bria meant. Bria meant the full week. They're thinking a couple of days. Yes, I just think it was just a lack of communication. They're thinking it's one thing, she's thinking it's another thing. And they weren't specific enough. I mean, they were at a bowling alley, everybody was having drinks. So I get it. I don't think that they're intentionally going back on their word. I don't think that they remember what they said or that she said it, you know?
Right. But, it's probably like, oh, yeah, Simon's coming for like a week, blah, 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 blah. And like, they probably just hear like, oh, Simon's going to come to the house. You know what I mean? They're not hearing like the specifics. And also though, I would hope that if I was bringing my boyfriend for a week, I would have had a full-on conversation with the people that are the hosts of the house. And so it does seem like Bria springs things on people and expects them to just say yes. Later on in the episode, we see that, you know, Silas is saying like, well, we kind of made an exception with Milo. Yeah, it's just a dog, but like, that's also an inconvenience to maybe some people. Maybe some people don't like dogs or don't want to spend part of their vacation with a dog. Maybe you never know. And also maybe some people that are at the house do not want to spend time with your boyfriend. Like, you know, he's not necessarily part of the friend group per se. And so it just seems that people are always making a lot of choices for Bria. So Jasmine does bring up to Bria later on that she wants to bring this to the house to have a house vote. So that's how they kind of dealt with the Phil situation, who is also someone that Bria brought into the mix. And her argument with Mariah was another situation. So there's a lot of things that are going on about Bria that I could see people being like, well, why does Bria get to have everything that she wants this like 2 weeks at Martha's Vineyard? So what do you think about bringing it to a house vote?
I think that's fair. Like, I think that's the best way to handle it. I don't think that Jasmine and Silas should be like, nope, it's our choice, he's not coming. I think it's fair to incorporate everybody, and then nobody's in particular is the bad guy. And then if she's still pissed, she's still pissed. Like, then you're just going to have to deal with it. This is the house vote. You can't just put it on our shoulders, and everybody decided. So they should have just did that from the beginning. When she brought it up, they should have said, okay, let's talk to everybody about it, and then we'll come to a conclusion. Like, they should have said that from the beginning.
Well, I think it's because it kind of got brought up again, and it became more of like an actual thing. Like, it wasn't just like I think he's gonna come for like the last week. Like, when she said for the last week, they're probably just thinking, as you said, a few days the second week, you know? If they were gone, if they were like 3 months going to Martha's Vineyard, I think that they might have felt it be more reasonable having him there for a week. But I think the fact that he's there for half the time as the main cast, it's just a little bit, I don't know, it's a little bit presumptuous that people are going to be super excited about having someone that they don't know share their space on their summer vacation.
Yeah. I'm interested to see how this works out next week.
I feel like he's not going to be there for the full week because he's not in any of the promo stuff. right? Like that's main cast energy if you're there for the full week.
That's
I
true.
would think.
Yeah, I agree.
Like
But
Shanice is only there on the weekends and she's full cast, right?
Yeah, and he's coming. I'm interested to see if she gets her way or not, because obviously she's not going to leave, but I'm interested to see if she gets her way or not.
So Bria calls Shanice to explain the Alex situation about her being a stalker and has a restraining order. I love that Shanice doesn't deny it. She's like, oh, okay, yeah.
I wish you would have told her why she was there. Like,
Bria?
Yeah, but I thought that conversation happened while Shanice was still there, or did it happen after?
I think Shanice might have already left, and it might have been the evening that she left that he brought it up to Bria.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
But like, it's also whack.
Yes, and I'm like, come on, Alex. I just think it's weird that he's obsessing over it, and I think it's weird
like, fully not his business at all.
Yes, and I don't understand why he's obsessing over it and not wanting to seemingly get to know her because of it. You know, he didn't even like say, "Hey, what is this? Is it?"
I would be joking with her. I'm like, I would like if I was that worried about it, I'd be like, I don't know if I want to get involved with you because like there's media reports going on about you being a stalker and having a restraining order. Is that what's going to happen with us?
Yes, and of what we've seen of her, she would have reciprocated it with fun and laughter and joked around with him. He should have just brought it up because he's being really weird about it.
But he's when he has no corny, reason. So no, it's not going to happen. I'm like anti-Kappa at this point.
You better be quiet.
Wait, okay, if a Kappa person wants to prove me wrong and show me that they're fun and cool and like have a personality and have some banter, come for me.
Oh my goodness.
But at this point, it wouldn't be where I would choose to find a partner at this point with these two examples.
So you're leaning towards alphas?
Out of these, well, I like Preston, so
yes.
Yeah. I mean, and I do like parts of Silas, but I don't like his controlling and like kind of his mindset around certain things. But I prefer his energy over
Nick and Alex.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree.
Bria also talks a little bit about the Simon situation, but she didn't really go that in depth with it.
Yeah.
And then the crew goes fishing. Have you been fishing before?
Not for a very long time.
Well, you have.
It. Yeah.
You didn't enjoy it?
No. I'm standing there with a string. No, it's not my jam.
I mean, I've never done it before, but I feel like I could like it. Like, aren't you competitive and like just want to get that fish?
No. In certain aspects, I'm competitive, but not in fishing. I don't know. I mean, I guess there has to be some skill involved sometimes because I'm sure there's a sport made out of it somewhere, but I couldn't care less about catching fish. I don't want to eat it either.
Really? You don't like fish or you don't like
I mean, I do, but I don't want it out the water. I know they come out the water, but I want it from a store. I don't want it from the river over there. I'm the same with eggs. Yeah, my friend has a chicken and she's always trying to get me to buy the eggs and I just can't do it. I don't know why. I could get them from the store. I know they all come from the chicken's butt, but I just don't want those. I don't know. I need it to come from a store.
What about like people's like homegrown like vegetable gardens?
I can do that. That's fine.
But
not animals.
Not animals. What about someone's eggs. Honey?
Honey?
Like a honey farm or something.
I don't know. I never thought about that one. I'm not opposed to that. It's the eggs and the meat. Like I'm not eating the meat out of that over there. Survivor.
And not even on Survivor?
No, I would on there because I don't have a choice. But like right now, I can go to the store and get the fish.
Okay, so I don't really eat meat right now, but when I did, I was shooting a commercial in Morocco. And we were traveling from, I think it was Arashidea to Casablanca, and we were taking this bus, and we stopped at the side of the road where there was this like kind of like market type thing where they had like hanging cow carcasses and you basically had to choose which cow that you wanted and they would cut the piece of it. They would like fry it up and they would put it with like tomato and like salted tomatoes and like other little like greens and stuff.
Did you try it?
I did. And it was the best meat I've ever had in my life. So would you do that in that kind of situation?
Yes. I would try. Like if it was like there and somebody made it, okay, I'll try it. But I'm not gonna like take the fish home and see. No, I'm not doing all that. But I'd try it, especially if like you tried it and you're like, oh my god, this is amazing. I would, but
But
I
not your
wouldn't like.
friend's
Let's
eggs.
stop and try the cow right there.
What if your friend made you like scrambled eggs with her eggs? Would you just not try? You look so
Yeah, no.
turned off.
You just don't tell me then. Just don't tell me. And everybody says, they're so fresh. I'm like, oh, just something about it.
You're like, I don't want them to be fresh. I want them
I want
to know that they're
store
bought.
Yes. Mm.
Well, they're staying over the rail and into the pail, and Amir, our chefy, wants to know if they're going to fry it or grill it. So would you choose fry or you choose fry?
Fried fish.
I mean, I'd like both, but fried fish would be tasty for sure.
Did they say what kind it was?
No.
Oh yeah,
I think there was multiple types.
Yeah,
he said fishes.
You don't even know what kind of fish you're eating.
I mean, I'm sure they do know. One thing that I'm curious about, like maybe it's different in the States, but in Canada, to fish, you have to have like a certain like license to be able to fish in certain areas. So I wouldn't be surprised if they threw it back in and they actually got fish like from like a market or something. You know what I mean? Because like, I don't know. I mean, or maybe they got a permit for the show or something. Because I guess they did bring back those boxes, which I guess is how they stored it. But I don't know.
Why do you need a license here too? But I don't understand why.
I think that there's a certain amount that you're allowed to fish a year, obviously to keep like, the level. You can't like fish 10,000 fish out of like a lake, you know what I mean? And then go sell it. So I think it's having to sell it and also keeping like the balance of wildlife.
Yeah, I'll never have one of those licenses. So
I mean, I won't, but I'll go fishing and I will eat the fish. So they get back to the house. They're just start talking about the fish, doing things in the kitchen. And then Summer arrives, personal assistant and a screenwriter. She met Jasmine at the Sundance Film Festival. Have you been to any film festivals?
I have not, but I would. The only festival that I've ever went to, I went to Essence Fest, and that was great.
What's Essence Fest?
Essence Fest, Essence Magazine. So they have a big old festival. There were some stars. There was Cynthia Bailey was there. Who else was there? I believe Michelle Obama was there for one of the days. I got to take a picture with Cynthia, so that was really cool. She's tall. I'm tall too, so she's like the same height as me.
I think she's 5'11".
Yeah, so we were like the same height. So that was really fun. They have a bunch of music, different venues.
Which city is it in?
It was in New Orleans.
Oh, and is it in change cities each year?
I don't believe so. I think it's always in New Orleans. To my knowledge, it always is. So me and some college friends all flew down and went. We had a blast.
I love it. I want to go.
Yeah, I think you would really like it because there's usually some sort of like reality stars or probably like D-list celebrities or something that come. It was really cool. Snoop Dogg was there. I can't think of that one singer. He's a singer. He was on a Beyonce album at the beginning. I can't think of his name. I'll have to tell you later, but there's like a lot of people there.
Love it. I don't know all the things that exist in the States because you guys have so many more people than we do in Canada. So I'm like, okay, I'll go to an Essence Fest.
Essence Fest, Black culture, up, down, left, and right. You would really like it.
Be very fun, and I love dressing up. So let's give me a reason to dress up. So the producer, so we see Nick talking about how Summer is like a Hillary Banks, and he asked the producer if she knew who Hillary Banks was, and I think it was no. She didn't know. Is it that? It's like I feel like that's. If you are a producer on a black show and you don't know who Hillary Banks is, I don't know if I can
trust
get credit here.
Why are you on the show? Yes, I was shocked. I was like, am I that old? Like the show was in the 90s. Come on. Everybody knows Will Smith. Everybody knows Fresh.
But they even have the remake out right now, Bel Air.
Yes, I love it. I love that Hillary Banks. Coco Jones is amazing. I love her acting, her music. I love it.
I nearly went on a date with Uncle Phil back in Vancouver.
Who did?
Me.
You did?
I think he's born in England or the UK, and he grew up, I believe, in Vancouver. And he was dating a girl that I knew in Vancouver, and we were a part of this like a black arts group, and so we did like a big production, and he came to the show, and like we were just chatting and hanging out, whatever. And I think he bought me a drink, and like he was going to drive me home, but then I found out that it was like his ex girlfriend was someone that I knew. So I was like, oh, that's awkward. I'm just gonna like step aside from that. Like I don't want to be part of any mess. Yeah. And so, but then he also has worked a lot with some of my friends. And so when I was at a film festival event in Toronto in like 2015, I think, he was there. And so we took a video together to send to our other friend, our mutual friend that wasn't there. So before he got famous, like we were friends. I think we're still friends on Facebook. Let's see.
What? You are, every time we talk, I feel like you always have some sort of interesting story. I'm like, what?
Oh, okay, yeah. Now he's verified, so I guess he's not. We're not friends anymore. Like he doesn't have a normal account anymore.
Yeah.
But yes, I definitely know him.
That's
and
cool.
Some friends. I've never worked with him on anything.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's super cool, Chantele.
Well, you know.
I don't know any famous people.
Well, I work in the arts, right? I work as an actor. All like growing up, I went to an art school, so a lot of people have done some cool stuff, and so I've gone to a lot of different parties and stuff where I've met people and I've worked on shows with people. So
that's really cool.
So yeah, I could have dated Adrian Holmes if the timing was right. He's cute.
Yeah, he's handsome.
He's cute. He's pretty tall.
Yeah.
He's a good actor. It's good, but the timing wasn't right. Wasn't right for us. But I'm still shocked that she didn't know who Hillary Banks was.
Me
and I
too.
think that's probably like the biggest takeaway from this episode. The shock. That's the shock. This is more shocking than Nick having a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Is the fact that she doesn't know who Hillary Banks is.
Yeah. Maybe she's not black.
As a black producer on a black show.
Maybe she's not black.
She sounded like she might have been.
Could be, yeah, but maybe she's not. I'm just guessing she's not.
Even so, even worse. Yeah. Well, no, I know worse, but like
you should know.
How have you never seen Fresh Prince of Bel-Air
in any capacity? I feel like most generally people just know the main characters, even if you don't watch religiously.
The Banks, like, come on.
I didn't like the original Hillary though.
I don't remember who's the second Hillary.
No, I didn't like forget the actress. I guess the character.
I know. She was Gush, but Hillary Banks. Karen Parsons. But who's the second Hillary?
I don't remember. I don't know her name.
Of them, I think. Right?
There was two Vivians, but I don't remember.
Oh, maybe there's only one Hillary. Yeah, you're right. Maybe you're right. Yeah. There definitely was two Vivians.
Yes. Because I remember original Vivian tore up that dance routine. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I definitely did. Because I remember at the time I was a dance major and I was like, oh, she's so good. And looked so good in that bodysuit.
Killed it. Slaying.
Yeah.
Her shape was beautiful.
So Silas and Preston announced that they're having a toga party this evening. It's going to be college night, alphas versus kappas. But Jordan was part of Omega. So can you give me a little bit more understanding about Omegas?
Omega Psi Phi. That's another black fraternity.
Her uncle, her father was part of. Was her father or grandfather?
I thought she said father and uncle, and she might have said grandfather. I can't remember. It was father.
She has a tattoo of their symbol and then their initials. Pardon me?
That was weird to me.
Why?
That I could see if she was in a sorority and she tattooed something on her arm, but not her dad and her uncle's fraternity. I just thought that was weird. Maybe it's just a tribute to them. So I guess in that way I understand it. As a tribute to somebody, it's still weird to me, but as a tribute to somebody. But
Omega don't have any tattoos.
I don't personally.
I don't have any tattoos either,
Yeah,
but
I'm not about them either. I don't think there's nothing I want permanently on my body forever. Maybe my kids' names, but that's it. Omega Psi Phi is another Black fraternity that is a part of the Divine Nine, which are all Black fraternities or sororities. So it's just another one, and they wear like purple and um, army fatigue is like their thing. They're like they're like you'd probably like them. They have more swag.
well,
They're
I
a
mean,
little
I
bit
like
more in your face.
so if she's a product of that like environment, I think that I
Yeah,
probably like it the best out of the three.
they're forward, very forward. At least the ones that I have ever known. Like I was walking with he was. I don't know if we were together at the time, but I was walking with him, and this guy, one came up to me, and he was like, "Get with a real man," and did their little sign. It was ignorant. Did their little sign. They don't care. Like at least the ones that I met, they do not care. They will approach you. They will say anything to you. They're very forward. And don't hold back. The ones I met. Now, don't come for me if you're a part of that
Come for
fraternity.
her. No,
Do not.
But no, come for me. I'll respond.
I like their usually each fraternity has a stroll that they'll do. I like theirs. They hop around and they bark.
Bark?
Yes, it's really not going to make sense if you've never like witnessed it. Oh, and one more story. One of my first days on campus, I accidentally went to college. I didn't mean to go, and I just accidentally wound up there. I'll tell you the story another day. But one of my first days in the CAF, they had new people coming into the fraternity. They were pledging, and they had their faces like blindfolded. They brought them into the CAF. All the men got down on all fours and ate dog food out of a dog bowl. I was like, what? And that was like my introduction to like the fraternity sorority life. I was like, what in the world is happening?
They're gonna be a dog.
Yeah, I know. Yep, he's gonna be a dog. Like that's their thing. They hop around, they bark, they have their little signs. I'm gonna have to send you some clips because it's literally each fraternity sorority has like their own lane. Like I told you, Kappas are pretty boys. They spin a cane. There's like this cane that they dance with. Yeah. It's a whole
I mean, that's
culture.
kind of fun.
It is. It's really fun because there's like a lane, like Alpha Kappa Alpha, the first sorority is like the pretty girls, and then the Deltas broke off from the Alphas, and they're like more tough but still sexy. Like it's everybody has a lane.
I mean, should I go back to school so I can be a part of this?
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about it the other day. I'm like, maybe I want to get my like a psychology degree, but then also continue and get a law degree, you know?
Go for it.
I want both of those.
Go for it.
Maybe I'll do it in the States.
Come on.
Okay, I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna have to ask you, like, where should I go for those things? So the Truth Booth was the name of the confessional that we're trying to remember. I wrote it down. I was like, because Truth Booth, I was telling you the first episode, I think, that it's part of Are You the One? They go to the Truth Booth to see whether or not you're a perfect match with somebody. And so they're using the confessional as the Truth Booth. And we find out that Summer was kicked out of her sorority.
Yes. I don't know her sorority. That's not a Divine Nine. That's a random one I don't know about.
Okay. Well, Jason is a new person to show up to the house. He's a flight attendant. He used to live with Jasmine. And he came to the house, or not that particular house, but came to the Martha's Vineyard last year with Jasmine and Silas. Now he's straight and former roommate of Jasmine, and Silas kind of takes slight issue to this.
Yeah, I feel like we didn't get to see a lot of him, so I don't have much to say about him yet, but I foresee this coming up with Silas. Like I foresee this being a thing at some point in the rest of the series. Has to be, according to how Silas has behaved thus far. It's gonna be something.
Yeah, he's not gonna let this one go for sure. And then Bria's FaceTiming with Simon and kind of complaining about Jasmine, saying that he can't stay for the week. And like the fact that Simon was, I know he's siding with his girlfriend, so I understand that he is supporting her. But like, she's like, oh, well, guess who doesn't want you there? And he's like, Jasmine. And so it's already like, there's like this opposition and not seeking to understand the other perspective. Like,
Yeah.
like
She's
I
ready
can
for a
understand.
fight.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, I can understand. I can understand wanting him to come for a significant amount of time because he's going to be making such a long trip.
Mhm.
I can also very much understand that not everybody wants to spend time with your boyfriend while you're at work, basically. Like, this is your
Mhm.
job right now, and we're a friend group. Like, I don't necessarily want your new boyfriend to be with us for half the time. Like, I can understand that as well. And
Yeah.
so if the issue was the travel thing, like, can't he get an Airbnb down the street and, like, you know what I mean? And like, I don't know, like, that's what I would do.
Yeah, and you don't have
I
to
would
stay at the
ask, like,
house.
how long can he stay? I would ask, how long can he stay there? I wouldn't tell that, oh yeah, he's coming for a week.
Yeah. Yes, she did say that. She's like, when she first said it, I think she's like saying, can it be a week? Or she wants it to be a week for the length of time, but how she went about it wasn't necessarily in a like a request type of way. It was like, okay, it has to be a week because, and the reasons make sense, but just ask how many days, get a house down the road, and then come back to the house during the daytime, Bria, if you want to stay with him. That's a fair solution because he's still there. He can still come hang out, but he's not necessarily staying at the house.
Exactly.
Yeah. We'll
Exactly.
see. I don't think Bria's gonna like that though.
Well, Bria's she's something.
Yeah.
Um and so Jasmine is giving Jason a tour and they stop in and say hi. I was like, oh boy, they're just totally complaining about you, Jasmine. And then you're sorry. Hi. I'm like, oh my God, so two-faced. This is
Yeah,
the two-face
very.
that Nick is talking about.
Yep.
So they're all cooking in the kitchen and they're putting Larry's on the broccoli. So what is Larry's?
It's just a seasoning, like a seasoning salt, like a general one,
Just general season
like an
salt.
all-purpose type of
Okay.
seasoning. You don't have
Okay.
that there?
Not Larry's as a brand, but all-purpose seasoning.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's all it is. Just a particular brand. I use it for chicken.
Got it. Maybe we do have it. I just never noticed the brand, but they were saying Larry's like it was something like that they knew for
Significant.
sure.
Yeah.
I feel like it might be an American brand though. Bria and Silas have a conversation and she all of a sudden thinks it's a race thing. Now, was there any indication that the reason why they didn't want him to come was a race thing that
I
we
didn't
saw?
see any. No. And then when she explained herself a little more, I guess I could see where she comes away with that, but I don't think she paid attention to everything that he was saying. She's stopping at he said, I want Black women to be married. I
Period.
would prefer if it were to a Black man, but he's like, I want Black women to be married, period. She's like skipping the second half of his statement. She heard that part, she ran with it, she assumed she knew what he meant, and then that was it. She's not listening to the rest of the statement that he made.
Well, and like the producers did bring out the receipts, which I respected because it's
Yeah.
like, no, he clearly stated that he wanted Black women to be married. He would
Period.
prefer them to be married to a Black man, but wants them to be married, period.
Yes, absolutely. So she's just taking the part that fits what she's trying to push right now, you know?
And then Jasmine comes out to kind of support her husband now, and the argument kind of continues insofar as now Bria is storming off because she's going home now and she's packing up to go home, which is at this point fine.
Bye.
Bria.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's like I can't have, well, I think from her perspective, they're going back on her word, but that's what she thinks. I know. Yeah. She thinks they're going back on their word, but I'm just like, just go. Like she takes it from 0 to 100. She's taking parts of conversations and putting them in so it fits her narrative. So she can accuse him of being racist and on and on and on. I think that she just needs to go talk to everybody in the house, see what everybody's comfortable with, and just roll with it. And then they have money. According to her, he can afford to get a hotel room down the road.
Yeah.
So
why does he need to be on the show?
Yes, exactly.
But like maybe it's that though, to like, you know, maybe he wants a little bit of a spike in his social media and stuff like that. And so maybe that's why she wants him to get on the show to get some more success and notoriety.
Or yeah,
which is
maybe
fine. But like
yeah.
I think you need to present it in a different way for your friends.
Yeah.
Because like no matter what, just to spring on another person to be staying at the house, like, it's just kind of annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yep.
do you know how much, like, if I was going to someone's like cottage for a weekend and I'd be like, do you think my boyfriend can come for a couple days? You know what I mean? I'd be like that. I wouldn't be like, my boyfriend's coming from far, so he's gonna stay for a week.
Yeah. It's the approach. The approach matters, and she's not doing a good job with that necessarily.
So everybody's eating dinner except for Bria. She's packing. Summer goes to put on her toga, and they start playing flip cup, and Bria's packing, cutting back and forth. So Silas does take it upon himself to go and talk with Bria, and they get into an argument. She feels like she's being put down, and then, he does mention that they made an exception for Milo, and he says that you're manipulative, and she says that he's controlling, and they kind of go back and forth. And I'm looking at Twitter right now, and Twitter's like, Bria is manipulative and Silas is controlling.
Yeah.
You are both right. And it has like the meme, or actually I'll show you the meme of Janet Jackson eating the popcorn.
Yes, and it was cracking me up because Silas really oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to look at this. Silas really couldn't say manipulative right.
Oh, I know. I don't even know how he was
I'm
saying.
like, stop saying it.
Just manipulative. I don't know what he was saying. He only
like,
got it when he said like manipulates. He could say, but he couldn't say manipulative.
Yeah.
I thought
I was like, stop saying it, please. Just stop saying it, Silas.
He said it like 4 times wrong. Okay, so Keondra's saying here, like, I don't know, maybe I don't like change, but the new people coming into the house every couple of days would have gotten on my nerves. Yeah. But I mean, so far I like the new people that are coming.
Yeah.
So I can understand though people not wanting to have to change the dynamic all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a good tweet too. So Moneybag Ho says the thing that confuses me about Amir and his identity crisis is that like it never gave racially ambiguous. It's true, he looks black to me. Maybe it was before he got the fade.
Yeah, oh, maybe, but he just looks like a straight black man.
Mm-hmm.
I never would have guessed like any other thing that he had in him besides just a black man. Oh, there's somebody bringing up your point about Hillary and the producer. Do you see that one?
At the top?
No, go back down. I'm sorry. You went way.
Here, right? Oh, shit. It's gone.
Oh, there's yeah.
Okay, so I don't know where the point. It's gone from where it was at the top before.
Yeah.
Well, I do have to agree with like people. Like, obviously, it's just bizarre and strange that she doesn't know who Hillary Banks is. It doesn't.
Yeah, it is.
It makes zero sense to me on a black centric show.
Yes,
no sense.
And I just think that I assume
I'm Canadian, and it doesn't make sense to me.
Everybody of a certain age would know who that is. I guess if a super young person, because these people popping up that are born in 2000 are killing me.
That's true.
Like, because there's like, I'm like, you're born in 2000 and you're a whole 23 years old. Like that.
Yeah, my little sister's born in 2000. She's 23.
Oh, it was not that long ago, Chantele.
Yeah, I was literally 21 when she was born.
Oh, that's a big gap. Is your only sibling?
No, she's my half sister.
Oh,
wow. I have a full brother. He's 4 years younger than me. And then my other younger sister is born in 2004. And then it shows on her like she just graduated from high school and she got into Penn State, and it's like it says on her thing like Penn State 2027. I'm like, like I would have graduated high school like 30 years ago and university like 20 years ago. 25 years ago.
My goodness! Because I graduated high school in 2004, so those people are graduating from high school now. That's so tragic.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot that went on in the preview for the next episode. I didn't take notes on that, but was there anything else that you wanted to mention about the preview or about this episode?
No, I'm trying to think of what happened in the preview.
There was a lot, but I totally don't remember.
Me neither. More arguing. I don't remember enough to talk about this. So nope. Who's our MVP?
MVP?
I don't know if anybody was winning this episode.
No.
Maybe Preston. I liked how Preston,
yeah, him standing up for himself without becoming like in a big argument, or like he was able to just like shut him down without like
causing a big scene and causing a big fight. Yeah, I like Preston.
I go like Preston is the voice of reason so far this season, and I like him. So yeah, let's give it to Preston.
Okay,
Preston's the MVP, because I'm like thinking about everybody else. I'm like, nope.
Yes, I completely agree.
I mean, maybe the pool floaty. Or Jazz's reaction
to the pool floaty. It was really good. It was really, really, really good.
So yeah, so Preston for the male MVP, and Jordan. Did I say Jasmine? I meant to say Jordan and the pool floaty for the simultaneously for the MVP for the female side.
I'm excited for when Simon gets there.
Yes. I mean, he looks like he's very handsome.
Yeah, he looks like he's going to be a time. So I'm just excited to see how this dynamic unfolds. I'm excited for next week to see how they're going to resolve this conflict and what the vote is. They're going to vote next week. So,
oh yeah, I remember seeing the votes in the living room. It doesn't seem like everybody's excited about Simon being there.
They're not. That's what it seems.
So yeah, what episode? We're gonna be on episode 5, so about halfway through or so. Unless they do a long season, like 17 episodes with the reunions. Do you think we'll get a reunion for Summer House?
I don't know. I hope
usually the other summer houses do get reunions, so I hope so.
Yeah, because I want to see. I'm just so curious how, especially the men, how they feel about how they're portrayed, because they can't like it. It's not fun.
I also can't wait to see how like Andy talks to them. You know what I mean? Like I want to see.
You think Andy will do it? Does he do the other summer house?
He does all the other ones, yeah.
Oh, okay, good. I like Andy a lot.
So he watches everything and he does them. So I want to see what he does. And I haven't seen that. Have you seen any of them yet on Watch What Happens Live?
Not a one. And I usually come across those some like during the week. I haven't seen any of them pop up, but I want to. If you see, let me know because I want to watch.
Yeah. Definitely, I'm going to take a peek now to see if anybody is on an episode that I just haven't seen. You know?
Yeah, I haven't seen anybody.
Well, do you have anything going on that you'd like to share with the peoples?
Nope, I'm just recapping this with you.
Perfect. Me too. I believe next week I'm going to start doing Love Island UK, depending on how the scheduling will work. So keep a lookout for that. On Sunday, I will be going live, I believe at 2 p.m. Eastern, to talk about the potential cast of season 39 of The Challenge.
Oh,
so that should be fun. But other than that, I think that I'm dry. I got nothing else to talk about. So yeah, give me a show that you think I should talk about, maybe. Because yeah, I guess all I'm going to be doing in the summer will be Love Island.
Mm-hmm.
This is almost like halfway done though, or third. The Challenge isn't starting for forever. Big Brother isn't starting until August. It's like 2 months from now.
Right. Nothing's on.
Survivor will be starting probably in like October.
Yep.
And yeah, like I don't think my summer has always been Big Brother. What the frig?
This writer strike is killing us. I'm so sad. But
yes, me too. Well, we'll figure something out. Maybe we'll do some like Big Brother. So one thing that I was doing with some of the guys that I podcast about The Challenge with, we do unpopular opinions and we'll do like a debate. And so maybe, how about this, everybody? Send some of your unpopular opinions about Big Brother, and maybe we'll do an off podcast. So unpopular opinions like Rachel Riley is the best winner of Big Brother of all time, or something completely random, or what's his name is an underrated winner, or something. You know what I mean? So yeah, give us your your opinions, unpopular opinions about Big Brother, and we will do some podcasts about that in the meantime.
Yep. Sounds
Done. Well, anyways, thank you, Janelle, for being
Thank
here today. We will be back next week at some point to talk about the next episode. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. Please like this video. Tell us what you think about our MVPs. Was there somebody an MVP that we forgot about? Was it Milo, Pool Floaty, Jordan, Preston? Who's your MVP of this episode? And then also let us know, if you are a Big Brother fan, what are your unpopular opinions that you'd like to see a great debate about? It'll be super fun. People really got into the ones that we did about the challenge, so I think that Big Brother could have some very interesting and fun turnout. So let us know your thoughts, and we'll see you next week. Ciao, everybody.